Yes, top of the morning once again to every highway they watch us. If you they watch us right about now, the one what they do now they call Property Matta. This one now we take talk about everything where you need to know on top property. And this program, a program we say don't last the test of time. Simply because everything we they give you on top this program back to back now very meaningful content. We say people they call in, some they share experience. And definitely would they learn at the end of the day. My name is never change. Still Chief Olododo, OON, original Olododo of Nigeria, and the man we sabi how to do away with. I think about Bonge as far as property they concern. Engineer Debo Adejano. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
I'm great. You're looking good.
Thank you. What are we going to do? It is well. Well done. And good morning to our viewers also.
We started on tips on relocating. That is
yes, sir.
If person want move from one place to another, what be those things we suppose be on the lookout for. But to the glory of God, myself, I don't shop breakfast. My landlord don't bring letter yesterday. My wife did watch. She go say yes. There's a more increment one. But last, happiness. Nothing they happen. We stand fit. We stand fit. Nothing they happen.
But he don't pre-inform you, Sha. Because you mention and say he tell you when you call him.
Stylist,
yes.
Who send me make a greeter.
Yeah.
But he don't officially land.
He don't land. The eagle has landed.
The eagle has landed. No, but you see, as the eagle land, I just told my wife one thing. I said, well, it is normal. Excuse me. If they want to do maybe 700,000 or 600,000, they go first go 800. Expecting you to also negotiate. All things being equal, in wanting to negotiate with way options. People say, this thing is too much, we won't move. What are the requirements, prerequisites towards moving? About financial comparison. Say, make we stay in a better. Because if we are talking about relocating, what comes with relocating is huge, sir.
It's huge. Well, it's huge. Yeah, no doubt about that. It is huge in some ways. It is very, very
in many
huge.
ways.
Well, you have to. Sometimes you have to relocate now.
I know you may not want to. Yes, everything the change is only.
It's not about it being huge. Yes.
But I know this one where I want to talk. You feel no believer because you be alakowi. But we in the spiritual world as a doctor.
Spiritual world.
You know I'm a doctor.
I'm
a doctor. Many people
doctor of what?
I'm a doctor, medical doctor.
Trado
medical doctor. More of a trado, but don't use trado. Just say doctor.
Doctor.
I'm a doctor.
I didn't know. Doctor Olododo.
Yes, I'm a surgeon. So.
No, I don't understand. You are not even just a doctor. You are a surgeon now. What do you cut with? No, invisible surgery items.
We have our own theater too. So what I'm going to in essence is some people if you don't believe, but there is a spiritual implication to relocating to. But I know say on our way be.
What do you mean by spiritual?
And one later about very cozy. Say person go just carry it. You know, say some people enter some house or one see better in down. I know say no go believe, but
some people enter some house or one better in that.
I know say you feel no believe, but have you heard something like that before, sir?
Okay, anything can be reduced to anything. Is what I'm saying.
Lele, no re.
Shebi, we don't do one program for this show if you don't forget. Where people even call, say, can't they give us some manner of means or ways by which you can identify houses you should not get into? Were you the one here or was it Slimmy?
It's not Slimmy.
If you actually had Slimmy this studio that day, then can't they give us some manner of how you go identify house where you don't suppose park enter? Say things they go. Well, you know, we are in a spiritual world, actually.
No, you are talking.
We are in a spiritual world. The world is made of physical and spiritual, and the spiritual actually controls the physical.
Don't let book collect everything from you.
It's not about book. No, it's just that the world is made up of these two things. There is good and evil. There is spiritual and physical. So it is the part that you belong. But for me, you know, when you belong to the positive, to the greater spiritual side. All this small
money.
No go dey affect. Na small.
Mama beru yin gba mi. I dey fear you. You wey dey even sell land, you ten tale. Ẹ ti ta lè Òsàdánù.
Òṣàgàn, a máa gba commission lé.
Really, I'm not a look Mr. The way Salako with that. So, but in the real sense, are there things like that? Say when a person want to relocate, say, can you careful, make it know the kind of way, or you are not a.
No, you see, so depending on the person's disposition, I think that one should, in that aspect, the most I can say, I mean, that would cut across generally is that you should listen to your guts. You know, that's the most I can say that will cut across generally, okay? Is that you should listen to your guts. I mean, if you have a kind of feeling or intuition that, everything checks out really, but you just don't feel right about this property. You may also want to reconsider getting into it, you know. So, and that's something you should check. At least on the spiritual side.
The house is fine.
Everything is okay. Is near all of the things we've mentioned, but you just doesn't sit well with you. You can't explain it. I mean, nobody can tell you.
That is a tip.
You probably can't. Well, in a way it is, because you probably can't put your finger on it to say, this is the reason why I don't just feel right about this problem. But you just don't feel right. Everything, if you ask the normal questions, you get satisfying or satisfactory answers. So, I mean, but it just doesn't fit. Then take your decision. Follow your guts. That's what I would tell you in that regard. Yeah.
Last week we considered we took some nuggets.
Yeah.
We talked about nearness, proximity to your place of work.
Yeah.
We talked about proximity for the children to school.
Yeah.
We also talked about the issue of light, even though I say that relative.
Yes.
Or relative.
Relative. I hear you.
Relative.
I'm sure you don't know what this is doing.
I know what this is doing.
No, you don't know.
Me, we have
if you know, you won't say. I say you don't know. If you know, you won't say that it is relative.
Oh, relative, where they talk be say, no be say any place dey where person if he talk say 24. You understand? Say light dey, but where I say it cuts across. Light is not something you can say this place is 24 hours supply of electricity.
Not really. There are places that are better. Is what I keep saying. Yeah. There are places that are better. That's the sincere truth. I mean, I was still chatting with somebody, and he said one of the ways he manages his electricity right now is that he's on these, you know, PHCN, they have these, what do they call it now, priority or something kind of list that you can get onto with them. Okay. And you'll be getting power constantly, but you'll be paying slightly higher per kilowatt.
That's a good information.
So, yes, there is something like that, and some estates have it, some properties have it.
Is it individually?
I'm not sure how individualistic it can be, but I know that yes, but I know that groups like estate or things like that have it. You know, they go and put themselves on priority list. They are paying a little higher. I know that some factories, that's their saving grace now as we speak. They are on priority list, you know, because diesel can be crazy.
I was speaking with a friend yesterday that is into production of water and everything. So we can't talk, and we're talking about business, and I'm asking him, what is your means of survival now? Because price of water is fixed. You know, Victor say he won't sell them above that. Yeah. And he said the only thing that he can't ask me to say how we save this. So I said, see, diesel is everybody's problem now. Yeah. He can't make me realize, say, he said, waiting to happen last in the world of business is that the small boys who don't have money to do it, they will be eliminated. So that the big boys who can do it will do it and have what we call larger output that will bring in more return.
So that is for fast consumer goods and things like that. Yes, I understand. But I think we will discuss that more. We said we'll discuss that more the coming week. But to come back to what we're discussing, we also talked about serenity, you know.
Serenity, yes.
You mentioned
how the place is peaceful.
Yes, they're peaceful and all of that.
Yes, what to be those tips where person guys consider if you want to relocate now with the treat since last week, and then Engineer Debo have done the finals better no get on top of these things, that is points we be say go help guide. So I go you the floor to Ram again, making continue from where we stop. Okay, over to you, sir.
Yeah, so as we're saying, the other thing you need to, the other thing you need to check, the state of the roads. The state of the roads. I don't know if you've experienced situations or you know people that have experienced situations whereby they moved into an area only to realize that it's not motorable. They have to park their vehicles somewhere and navigate their way to their houses.
It's always very appalling.
Every evening,
appalling.
You know?
Every evening. It's always appalling. They have to take their family. I've seen search. They have to take their family. They will walk like 3 minutes, 4 minutes before they get to the car daily. Some even have to go and park in the filling station so that because of security.
Yeah. You know, so that is what you want to check. What's the state of the road? Are the roads motorable?
Pliable.
And when we say motorable, so this brings me, it directly connects to another thing. Are they motorable all season? Can you access your house throughout the year? Not just dry season. Because there are a lot of, so you want to also check, which is the next one. What does this place look like throughout the year, all weather, during dry season or during rainy season? So a lot of people usually say, look, the best time to go rent a house is during rainy season. Because the rainy season is where we have the most challenge in the country, in the sense that your house can be flooded, or your area, it may be that. As somebody that I know and respect usually say, it may be that you just get into the house during rainy season, you see all your neighbors, they have canoe, you didn't know.
So it's only you that
during rainy season, like when the place is flooded, everybody is bringing out their canoe and they are paddling and they are going their way. You are the only one that is left. Because you thought you moved into, you didn't know that you moved into a fishing community. As in they have canoe, that they are well prepared.
But you don't know.
I mean, I see people who have to roll up their trousers, take their shoes in their hands during rainy season, and have to, navigate through to a distance before they now. Some they don't even they dress, halfway. They have to go and they have to change in the office, and when they are coming back, the same thing.
And some people have gotten into the accommodation before they realized all this. And believe you me, in Lagos or anywhere, I wouldn't even say in Lagos, once you pay a landlord, it's always a story.
It's difficult to get back. It's difficult. So you want to be sure in terms of the state of the environment, the state of the road, all season. Another thing on the state of the road, also the cost of it. Cost in the sense that there are tolls in places now, Yes. So you want to find out if, for example, you stay in some part of town and you go to work in some other parts, you'll be shocked how much you'll be paying in and out. So you need to calculate it. There are places, I've been to places where they did, maybe it's even a community thing. I don't know whether it was community or not. They did pedestrian bridge or they call it bridge LSA or whatever they call it, Some, it is motorable, Yes, Ijegun, even Okota. Crossing to Jakonde.
Yes.
Crossing to Bokno or something.
Bokno, yes. Sorry,
we have
all
John, those areas.
John, good morning.
So it's not just island.
Good morning, John.
John from Plateau.
How are you there, John? John, please try call us back. That should be network.
Okay.
So,
exactly now. So it's not just on the island or interstate or things like that. Yeah. So
I know of a lot in Agodi too. There are some bridges connecting Festac to this side of Ago.
Community.
Yes. The one of Bokno to Ago too.
Yeah. Yes. So so we want to check that. And check traffic. That's another thing you want to check regarding road. I was in one mad traffic yesterday. So I'm happy when somebody said before we started that there won't be traffic today in the evening.
Why?
They said Nigerians will go and watch football. I said, thank God. So those of us that want to move around.
That assertion are true.
Very true. I hope they will go and watch it because for a while people were not watching Super Eagles.
I have always
for a while people were not really watching Super Eagles like that. But I think that I hope
this Friday
they say it's a qualifier.
The last qualifier, two people watched it.
They will watch it.
They watched it.
So let's hope. Please go and watch so that we are not in that traffic. Do you understand? Those of us that will catch up later will catch up. We'll watch highlights because
the phone.
I'm avoiding hypertension. I don't want somebody to come out. They are not giving me out of the bonus. Why should I collect out of the hypertension? No. So it's important that you traffic situation in that area. I used to stay in a place. You know that place? Even comedians, they made joke of that place in the sense that the kind of traffic in that place, you can be looking at the turning to your house like this, and you'll be there for hours.
I hate so.
As in, you are looking at the turning, and you'll be there for hours. They said that those type of traffic, all you need is just relax, because you can get anything. Just cook. Buy stove, buy kerosene, buy the food at the pot, and cook. You can even bath there and dress up and go back to where you are coming from.
The funniest part of the story is if they call you from home and you say, I
don't
nearly
reach
because
you can't leave the car.
That's why I see some so-called some men, what they do is once they are at that point, they will just call any of their boy that can drive, come and take over and they strolling, because it's always disheartening when you are looking at your house like this. You have to stay
and you stay there, you know. So
you want to
no, but Aye, is it not better now? It's not better yet.
He's trying now. It's better because he don't do the road.
I knew Aye since I was in primary school.
You know? The road is better, but yet
Elijah from Benue.
How you doing, Elijah?
Fine, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Wait till you get to contribute on top of this matter, sir. I'll get a question for Engineer Debo.
Yeah, I just want to commend him for what he has been saying so far, because I've actually learned a lot from the tips he has given on relocating to a new neighborhood. So just want to greet him and extend my greetings.
Oh, thank you very much, Elijah. Thank you. Yeah, it's encouraging. So, Aye since primary school. That place is, if you don't know Aye, you don't know Aye.
You don't know Aye.
Honestly.
You are not inside Aye.
You need to know Aye. Just Google where is Aye. Tips is in Isolo.
Yes.
It's around, it's on Mushin, Isolo Road.
But it's quite better now.
No, it's better now. I think it's better now. So that's one thing. You want to check, traffic situation. Then you want to check health facilities.
What do you mean?
Proximity to health facilities. People don't realize how important these things are. And may God not let us be in an emergency before we realize it. So you really want to check.
That's the list of the things anybody wants to take.
You need to check. You need to check. How close is this to at least accessible health facilities, healthcare? How close is where you are staying? It's very important you check. Please do. At least have the mapping in your hand. Have the clarity as to if any emergency comes, how do we easily... in Nigeria, there is no ambulance that will come and pick you from your house.
No, there is, if you know how to... wow.
Well, I hope they would arrive in good time now. As fast as they are we are still learning, and then closed gates, gated estates.
Yes.
So you need to map your area very well. That's one thing. There is one thing to know the closeness and how close and the location of a health facility to your place. Is another thing to know during the emergency and at odd hours. Where do I pass? Where are the places that are not permanently? Because some of those places, they are locked and the keys are thrown away until morning. Do you understand? Whereas there are other points that the securities are, that's where they stay. So if you arrive at that point, they can easily open for you.
Very important tips.
And then you have their numbers. Very important, please. So, please, closeness to health facilities, very important. You should check for that.
I think a little tip I will add to that. For those that have kids, it's important we know there's something they call primary health care. Because most times when children are sick, not only general everybody, but there's always a primary health care situated in
close to your area.
Now, if you carry your pikin go there, now they go let you know, say people know they won't come because they don't even know there is this. But
is it every local government or every CDA?
CDA gone.
Or even more than that?
CDA. Once there is a community that
I think it's more because I know they are very well spread.
And the funniest part, crowd, they did there.
Yes, we have Joy.
Joy, how you dey?
Okay, Joy.
I'm also giving that as a tip
too. Primary health care.
Women.
Primary health care. Particularly if you're in Lagos, I mean, what is saying applies.
In Lagos, because everybody won't go general. They go sleep on general. But in primary health care, little things that they will attend to them, and it's always very smooth. Instead of, if my husband know, they will know if you go general, driving down and everything.
Yeah, true. Then we've talked about your children's school the last time.
Proximity, nearness to the school.
Then what about if you are the type that you like family around you, or you need the assistance of family still? Maybe you travel a lot, you have need for somebody to come and stay with your family or things like that. You don't want to go and stay far off, so you want to find out how close is it to your people, to the people that you know and things like that. Then security.
I was expecting that.
Security is actually the one that, very important. Security. Because you want to check how secure is this area.
How habitable is this?
What's the history security-wise? What's the history security-wise? Is it that they usually have frequent stories of violence? Maybe, there are different types of violence. There is the one that it is probably armed robbery and all of attacks that are frequent. There are those that communal clashes, or
this wing versus that wing.
Or this
group versus that
this
group.
fraternity versus that one. This youth, whatever versus that youth. So you want to check and be sure that those things are not prevalent in that area.
Like I said, sir, last week, there are some places that if you want to raise your
child,
it is very important.
You don't want
I can stay, like I said, I can stay in anywhere.
Yeah.
Even inside Jebule. Say, look at your kid. Hey, Baba, hey.
But my child.
How will I get back from work and my child will say, Daddy?
Or méjì tuale baba you know cast
my brother if you do rubbish my brother will say lójú ayé mi
you don't cast that you just wasted your money.
And when my brother says such even we wey wan deal with go dey pity ourselves say I've really
messed up
lójú ayé mi wà láyé ẹ̀ fàbọ̀. It will make it sound so serious that you think you've done something. Yeah. You want to be crying for him. And you kawe elogbo mo de walaye.
So as in I'm alive and this is happening. What if I'm now dead? Lastly, so that we don't push this to next week, is recreation. A lot of people don't pay attention to recreation facilities. Where can you recreate for your children, for yourself? Are there pitches around, places that people can hang out around,
malls,
that you can,
because
move with community access to, stores, grocery stores where you can easily access things, stuff like that. So you want to check where can you recreate, around this area, proximity to it, and then how to access basic household items that you don't have to travel afar, to get. These are the tips. Join last week with this week, and you have all the tips you need.
In fact,
when
you
need
always
to
get
move.
it on the social media.
Yes, WAP TV, YouTube channel.
Yes, so thank you very much. We're going to stay tuned, and then Nadia will draw the curtain for this week's episode on top of Property Matter. Next week, most definitely, we're going to bring on something new, something fresh, and I know the engineer Debo Gode Gidigba to take us through that journey. My name is Chief Olododo, and
Debo Adejana is the name. Thank you very much. See you next.